welcome to my craft studio. I'm doing another video in my Totally-Tiffany organization series. Today we're talking about the Myrel buddy bag. Myrel measures 11 1/4 by 4 by 3 1/2. Now, one thing I want to show, this is a Myrel bag. Myrel has 8 ear flaps. This is a Edna bag, and it does not. It only has the front Velcro. It does not have ear flaps. Some of these bags I will show you will actually be Edna, but you can use either bag, with the exception of maybe if there's small things that you don't want to escape, you might want the added security of that extra Velcro, which is why Tiffany ended up coming out with a second one. But also the interior tray measures 10 1/2 by 3 1/2 by 2. One little tip that I usually forget to mention is Tiffany recommends just cutting out, I usually tear it, which is why you see extra there, the name, and putting it like underneath the tray or on the side of the tray, so that you, if you later go, I need more of that bag, you know which one it is. Sometimes I'll make a little sticker on the front and put the name too, but this is hubby's reels of wire for his weeder that he has. The little, not sure if it's electric or just powered, but he was looking for somewhere to put those, and I'm like, you know, they're not much different than a spool of thread. I'm sure they'll fit in the either Edna or Myrel, and Myrel happened to be the one I had on hand, so I grabbed that one. Now this one, I have it filled with like different sewing, and or there's some crochet hooks or knitting needles in there too, just a variety of small tools. Now for that, I would, if I was using it for that, I would use Myrel. This is Edna, but I would use Myrel so I had that Velcro on the edge so that none of these things fell out. So just a tip for small things like that, you actually do definitely want a Myrel bag because you want those ear flaps. This is my handheld scanner. It fits really well in the Myrel bag. I've got my scanner in there, the little microchip carrier to use in the computer, the instruction book, the USB cord, keeps it all together so when I go to use it, I've got everything that I need for it. I can't tell you how many times I didn't have everything I need for it. She'll fit spools of thread. This happens to be twine, and some of these are small and some are big. This smaller ones would probably fit in a different bag, but I like keeping them in this one so that I can keep all of my twine in one place. So Myrel would work for that. This is how I keep my ribbon. I buy the Dollar Tree chopping mats, and I just kind of measured the bag, and I cut the mat down to the size that would fit in either Myrel or Edna, whichever one. This one is a Myrel bag, and I wrap it around there. I just put a little rubber band, little ponytail holder around it to hold it in place, and then this one happens to be all my green ribbon. This is my embossing powders. I've got room to grow in here. I'm going to try to give you an idea of how many would fit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could get 6 in a row, so you could get 12 in there. These are the Recollections brand one. I think they're all Recollections. Oh, there is a Stampin' Bond in there too, which is by Stampendous. And these are the 0.6 ounce bottles. There's another Stampendous one. So I actually keep my embossing powders in littler containers, and I keep them on my embossing cart, and this is just my back stock of it. So if I run out over there, I can refill it using these. I wish I knew somebody else that craft that I, lived really close to, so that we could share products like that. I could fill up a little container for them, give it to them, and they could do the same with theirs, so we wouldn't each have to buy all those colors. So if you know somebody who crafts, that's kind of a little tip with things like that that come in big containers that are going to take a long time to use up. Because I know I like to get all the or a lot of the colors anyways. This is all different size glitters. This is a bigger bottle of Recollections. There's some Stickles glitter in there, and there's some other glitters in there. It's kind of just how I store my glitter. These are, it's labeled artist trading cards. Artist trading cards will fit in there, but these ones are actually little they're little rectangles. They're cut to fit in the big happy planner. So if I want to just make a square, I should put that closer. I should put that on my cart downstairs that I actually craft with. Which one did I not usually use in there on my craft? This one is my Dilutions paints. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's all that's going to fit in there. 7 Dilutions paint, or anything that's similar in size to that, will fit into Myrel. This is a jelly roll set that I bought to make my 2021 block of the month. So it worked well if I just kind of folded it up to put it inside a Myrel bag. They'll hold 19 of the Tim Holtz Distress or Distress Oxiding paints. These are oxides, but the Distress full-size ones are the same size. So I usually use Irene, but I just got this out to show you that you can put 19 in Myrel or Edna. Irene, I think, fits well, if I remember correctly. I don't have any of them completely full, so I think I had to test that theory. But get these out of here. So I got one more thing to show. Since those aren't usually in there, I want to empty that out. I should switch the one. I guess it doesn't matter. I actually just kind of fold this up like this for this particular purpose, because I don't need it sealed up. If you have a cat and you get the little soups, the smaller cat food cans I think are similar in size too, so you could store your cat food in one of these, which I'm thinking about doing eventually, getting some more of Edna, and then I could label the flavor on the side, and then it's easier to find it. But I was looking for something to put the soups in, because when they're all stacked up, they just kind of keep falling over in where we stored them. So that worked well for the little cat soups. I think that is all I had to share. Oh, I don't have the product, but somebody showed the Creative Memory border cartridges fit in an Edna bag. I don't have any of those, so I couldn't show that. Somebody showed like chunky embellishments, which were kind of similar in size to some of my different glitter bottles. I mean, they were, so you're not necessarily limited to that, but just those maybe the size containers that are inside there make you think of something else that would work, or like the embossing powders too. So that's all that I found that fits in the Myrel bag. If you use the Myrel bag, what do you store in her? I was going to say what else. It says, I think I forgot to say that at the beginning. Myrel was designed for sewing and quilting tools, spools of ribbon, and Tim Holtz ink. It says you can also store zippers in her. I have my zippers in a brandy. Myrel would probably actually work better, but the ones I have are really long, so I put them in brandy, but they would probably actually work better in Myrel because Myrel opens this way, so it's a bigger opening, and brandy opens on the end. So Myrel would probably actually be better. I think what it was when I did it, brandy was what I had on hand, so it's what I used. Yep, knitting needles, which I showed. So Myrel's a nice handy little bag. I want to thank you for joining me. Next week we'll probably talk about the Sarah bag. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you next time.